Hello, I'm John, and today we're going to take a look at a wireless microphone set. So let's head over to my desk and do this evaluation. Alright, so here's what we're looking at today. This is a set of two wireless microphones with a receiver by a company called Arvomic. I'm assuming that's how you say that. The model number is ARWM 300, and they call this a wireless professional microphone. You can find these on Amazon for $79.99. So what I'm going to do in this review here today is I'm going to show you how to set this thing up, how they work, and then we're going to test them, where you get to hear the audio from one of these microphones. So it should be fun. One thing I do want to mention before we get started is you see that nice lady on the package. Please don't ever use a microphone like that. That is wrong, and it'll sound like crap. Okay, let's move on. So it's probably mostly what you'd expect. We have an owner's manual here. Two microphones, right? One on either side. This is the receiver. Looks like they included some high quality batteries. Excel. Sounds really good. This is your power supply for the receiver. And looks like a cable to connect the output from the receiver to the audio input on your device. So the manual has information, pretty much what you'd expect. Tells you what's supposed to be in it, some of the features of the system. It shows you some things about how to set it up. I'm going to go through all this here on the review, so you don't have to worry about that. But it also tells you some troubleshooting possibilities if things aren't working, and other specifications, stuff like that, warranty information. Pretty straightforward stuff, pretty much what you would expect. And now the stuff is out of the box. You have the power supply I was talking about before, the receiver, two mics, and the batteries that it came with. The cable that connects it, I've set aside back into the box because we're not going to use that cable. We are going to use XLR inputs, which is this thing on the back of the receiver. These are XLR balanced lines out. That's what I use on my videos, so that's what I'm going to use for this review. And you know, looking at this product, it seems really similar to one that I reviewed not that long ago that had a different name on it. It wasn't Arvomic, it was something else, which I don't remember now. But anyway, let's do what we need to do with this receiver first. So this is really simple. There's only one place where this can go, and it's right here. And I would show you how to plug the other side into the wall, but I think you can figure that out. Then all you need to do is just push this button to power it on, and there you go. I should mention these little things in the back here, that's your antenna, right? Or antennae, whatever, antennas, whatever the plural is of that. You really should put those up kind of in an upright position to get the best range out of this thing. So now that we have our receiver turned on, we're going to figure out the microphones. One thing I want to say about the microphones is that I actually like the way they've put these little color coordination here on the bottom that can help whoever's running the system, you know, figure out which one's being used. And they're fairly bright colors. So if you're using this in, say, a karaoke setting, whoever's running the sound could see which mic the person performing is using and then make the proper adjustments on the receiver or on the mix, on the mixing board, just based on that. So like, for example, say I'm running a karaoke night at a bar someplace, and I decide, okay, blue is always going to be line 1 or channel 1, and orange is always going to be channel 2. It makes it very quick and easy for me to make adjustments just based on what the person's holding up on the stage. So we only really need to show one of these, and it may not be intuitive for some people, but the way you open these to put the batteries in is by twisting this bottom piece off. And here's where the batteries go. One AA battery here, one AA battery there. Again, I hope you're smart enough to understand how to install batteries, but I'll show you anyway. Basically, the positive end of your battery, which is the flat piece, goes on where the spring is, like this. And then this time the spring's over here, so we're going to pop it in like that. And now that the battery's installed, you can see there's a little button here that says power. I'm going to push that and watch what happens on the receiver. Did you see it changed on the left side? And if you look, you'll notice that the 554.0 on the receiver matches the 554 on the microphone. So now you know that the receiver and the microphone are synchronized. And I'm going to take this microphone and put it up to my mouth and talk into it and watch what happens down here on the receiver. You can see it's receiving some signal, and these bars tell you how much signal it's receiving. This dial here will make that either much louder or much quieter on the output. It doesn't change what's here, but it does change what's coming out of the back of this receiver and into your soundboard. Something else I want to mention is that the microphone has a handy dandy battery juice level indicator right there. It's that yellow or orange looking icon right there on the display of the microphone. That tells you how much juice is left in the battery. So you don't have to go unscrewing this and changing the batteries unless you know that they need to be changed. That's a pretty cool feature. If you're using the microphone and you find that there's some interference or something like that, there's another button over here that says set. That's right next to the power button. If you push that and hold it down, it will change your frequency. You can see that it changed to 554.8. And if you push it again, it'll change to something else. This time it's 555.6. Now, something else I should mention is what I would do, since the orange microphone is tied to this side of the mixer, I would probably put a sticker or a piece of paper that says which one it is. And, you know, if you want, I suppose you could even have a little round sticker that you put right on the knob. How's that for a great idea? Anyway, let's switch microphone sources on my camera, and I will use this microphone through this receiver for the rest of this review. To hook it up, you take this end of your balanced microphone cable and just plug it in the back. Take the other end and stick it into the correct input, like this. And now we are listening to me talk using the wireless microphone. This one with the orange ring around the bottom. As you can see, it sounds pretty good. Let's just say it sounds just as good as you would need it to sound if you are in fact running a karaoke at a bar or something like that. This would also be great for conferences, anything you need a wireless microphone for. Now, I'm not equipped here in my studio to set this up and then walk 200 feet away, but I am confident that these microphones will work in most situations where you don't have extreme distances to transmit past. So I mentioned when we opened this review to not use the microphone like the person they have on the box. Here's why. When you put your hands up to the microphone and cup it like this, it sounds awful. Don't take my word for it, though. Just try it yourself and you'll see. Anyway, that's not how microphones are supposed to be used, and is obviously, if you didn't notice, a pet peeve of mine. So I would recommend these microphones. They're very easy to set up. As you can tell, they sound really good. just as good as you'd expect it to and just as good as you would need it to for most applications. And for $80, hey, you know, that's actually a really good price for a pair of wireless microphones that look and sound this good. So I'm going to give this 2 thumbs up here. I don't have an official rating system for microphones, but let's just say for the value, these are definitely worth it. That's it for this time. I'm John signing off, and I hope this information helped you. Thanks for watching.